Saturday nights, all right for racing. We have a Saturday night showdown at Talladega. 16 excited drivers ready for a very thrilling event this evening. The track is loading and we are waiting just moments away for that green flag. Rylan Pennell in the 12 car starting on pole. He leads his 15 competitors down to the green, and we are racing at Talladega. The 12 car of Rylan Pennell leading the early charge on the inside of that inside line. Richie C. USA in the old school Haas colors. On the outside, he takes point with Mr. Slide Job in the 47 Kroger car right behind him. Twisted Navy in the black 37 Kroger car. Third car in line on the outside. Richie C. dips down right into the inside lane. He'll take the point and lead the field coming out of the fourth corner. Already dicey, argy-bargy. Look at them shift left and right. Still 93 laps to go, and Richie C. USA leads the opening lap. New leader, car 41. Fearless in the 3 Dow Chevrolet on the low line, weaving back and forth, trying to get some semblance of a run. You see the pole sitter Rylan Pennell left out to dry in the number 12 Ford. He'll slide all the way to the back and look to make his way back up. And here's someone we haven't mentioned yet, Riley in the 18. He's the fourth car in line. You see the 10 car getting out of line already. A little bit of contact. That's Macho Matty Pie, who makes contact with the 88 of E-Dog. He'll have to slide high and try and sneak his way back into line right ahead of Tristram in the black 48. Space not limited, but drivers behaving like it is. Everybody wants to get down to that low line. The high line is incredibly difficult to make work here at Talladega, but we'll see right up until the end how useful that might be. Already a few takers on that high side. Riding around with Twisted Navy here on the inside. You can see how tight it is already. Let's take a listen and see if he lifts off through 4 and the trioval. Flat out all the way through. You can see there is no letting up through these corners, but all of these drivers are trying to be as clean as possible in these opening laps. Briley in the 18 M&M's Toyota, currently sitting fourth, been there for a couple of laps, and these opening laps the drivers will use to ride around, get a feel for their cars, as no adjustments have been made to these preset cars. If you've never seen a race at Talladega before, or if you are curious, the yellow line rule does apply. Drivers will not be permitted to make a pass or advance their position under that yellow line to the left. With the Prophet in the 43 McDonald's Chevrolet, he did well to make this race in his opening heat. At the tail end of that first pack is arch enemy in the 32 Ford. You can see the snake, single file as it may want to be. Curious eyes wander to the outside looking for that next move, and it's going to be Tristram in the 48 Chevrolet who tests the open waters of the high line. These 4 cars down to the back, D-Bucks in the 19 Toyota behind Seth Dove in the number 9 Chevrolet. Boss Gio in the number 11 Toyota up ahead. And at the back of this 4-car singularity is Dirt to Daytona in the number 42. We mentioned arch enemy in the 32 Arc Ford. He's been trying to get some grip. Had a tough go of it in the opening heat and last chance qualifier, but he made it in. And you can see already he's being bullied just a bit, being shoved into that high line. Tristran in the number 48 Ally Chevrolet, one of several Hendrick cars to make the field tonight. You can see a block being put to him on the high side. Nobody will catch his draft, and the 48 will sink to the back. His Hendrick teammate, Runaway Mayo, giving him a shove through the tri-oval. 6 laps complete, 7 laps underway, and you can see already the opening pack has gone 12 cars strong. The 4 cars in the back trying to stay single file to take advantage of this exact moment when the tail end of the lead pack starts to fan out in desperation to advance their position. Dirt to Daytona currently 16th of 16 cars. He's trying that outside line. The outside line will burn up tires quicker than the inside. You can see the time he's going to lose. He couldn't get a drafting partner up there. Now Seth Dubb in the 9 makes his way to the high side. These 2 Chevrolets will be looking to get around. Will it be the nail in this first stage coffin? We're only 7 laps complete with 20 remaining, but already these 4 may have relegated themselves to the final 4 spots in the first stage. Boss Gio, who had to go to the last chance qualifier himself, he showed promise in the LCQ. He's running fast laps, albeit in this pack, who should be staying in a straight line, but they're looking to find a faster tandem. Runaway Mayo in the back. You see a little bit of lag there, getting shot straight up to this opening pack, the 24, lagging and trying to find grip. 2 cars already exiled from this lead pack, and the front gets thinner with now 10 of 16 cars in the opening group. .66 miles of sweet home Alabama tarmac, the longest, and there's a crash already. Rylan Pennell in the 12 being smacked, T-boned if you will, and almost getting hit. 2-3 cars involved in the opening caution on lap 9. Couldn't really see what it was, but it looked like the drivers getting desperate at the back. 1 goes right, 1 goes left, 2 cars bidding for the same piece of real estate, and you see the fruits of the happenings. First caution on this Saturday night showdown at Talladega comes on lap 9. Drivers will make their opening pit stops on lap 10. Richie C. USA in the old school Tony Stewart throwback in the 41 Haas Ford will be leading the field down into the pits. It looks like the number 3 car is now taking second place. Briley in third. Fearless, we mentioned in the Dow Chevrolet, will be second into the pits. Mr. Slide Job, one of 2 Crower cars this evening. You see Twisted Navy, his teammate, 3 positions back in the 37. Macho Matty Pie in the 10, teammate to Richie C. USA, currently leading this race. Brave showings from the 10 car. He's been trying the high side once or twice, although to no avail. We mentioned earlier, as fast as a slingshot pass might be, the high line will need at least 3 or 4 cars to make the move work on the high side. Tires not incredibly important at Talladega, as the drivers will need grip to make moves. However, it's just a flat-out, wide-open lap for the most part. Tires not coming at a premium. Fuel mileage, however, will. Each stage 27 laps long, each of the cars holding 19 laps of delicious high-octane Sunoco racing fuel. So the mileage, the strategy will come into play. The leader obviously burning more fuel than any other driver on track. It's those cars in the middle who will be able to save as much gas as possible and who will be needing to put their strategy to the test. Let's get back around to the leaders and see who comes out first. Lot of nose to tail shuffling around. Well, it certainly won't be Bossy Gio coming out first, but he will be able to catch up, and will be interesting to see what the driver of the 11 FedEx Camry brings to the table in these coming laps. We're on lap 11 of 27 in stage 1. The drivers getting 2x2, 8 rows deep to stack them for another 16-car restart coming on lap 11. Twisted Navy in the 37 Chevrolet, going to be your leader. Richie C. USA, who started second at the initial start of this race, will be second on the restart. Mr. Slyjob in the 47 car, he'll be starting fourth. Fearless starting third in the 3 car. 11 laps complete. We'll be getting the green flag on lap 12 of 27 in this first stage. Drivers weaving about, getting heat in their tires, trying to get themselves set up for a good restart. We're going to give ourselves a moment, gather our notes, and we're going to go green here very, very soon. Going through the field here, Slyjob weaving back and forth, and we've got our first retirement of the race. Connection issues for driver of the number 12 Ford, Rylan Pinnell. He's going to be watching the rest of this race from the comfort of pit lane. An absolute shame. A dominating performance last week at Homestead, dominating every week. And let's watch this restart from the top of the 12 car. A terrible, terrible shame. Rylan Pinnell will not be completing this race. Richie C. USA leading the field momentarily, and the 37 car coming down into the inside line. He'll be leading the field around the second corner. Fearless behind the 37 car, just sitting right up the tailpipes of the 37. Not even one lap in, and the craziness has begun. Making all he can of all the available space on the low line. You can see he's just trying to scrub off speed and check up a bit. I don't think he's attempting a pass. It would be ludicrous this early to attempt a pass under the yellow line, and already 3 wide behind the leaders. Mr. Slyjob in the 47 Kroger Chevrolet. He's trying to make the high side work. Richie C., who started second, he's on that high line. He'll be sent to the back. And Macho Matty Pie, one of the first drivers to try the high line, he now sits fourth in line on the inside. The high line has extended beyond the middle lane and now into the top lane. Drivers already burning one of their precious 19 laps of fuel. We are coming now to the 13th lap of 27 in this stage. Twisted Navy leading his first laps of the race. That would be a new leader in car 37. Single file for the first few cars. Seth Dubb in the orange striped Little Caesars Chevrolet on the high side there. You can see he's tucked in behind the 11 Toyota Camry of Boss Gio, and slipping back from these first 4, E-Dog in the 88 Exalta Chevrolet, one of the many Hendrick cars in today's field. D-Bugs, who spent most of the opening laps sitting towards the back, he's hooked up with his Gibbs teammate Boss in the 11 Toyota. Let's see what these two can do and try and march their way up through the pack. An incredible sound to hear. 15 juiced up, souped up race cars just charging through this wide Alabama backstretch. Dirt to Daytona, you can see he's been left out to dry on the high side. He'll have to slip all the way back and find some sort of a drafting partner as we come down to the closing laps of the first stage. The 24 now passing the 42, and the 42, you can see a little reluctant to tuck in behind Runaway Mayo in that 24 Chevrolet, showing early signs of connection lag. Bossagio making just a little bit of contact with Seth Dubb coming out of the second corner. A little bit of push from the 43, and this front line is hooked up. Seth Dubb now getting left out to dry. Seth Dubb sitting on the high side with a Hendrick teammate just behind him. He'll be looking to make his way through. Laps ticking down on these cars. Runaway Mayo now bringing up the back of this 15-car pack, but they are all bunched up. Look at the cars weave left and right. The storm is brewing. Down the backstretch as well, you see the 42 car of Dirt to Daytona and Richie C getting pushed below that yellow line. A lot of action already in these closing laps. Twisted Navy still confidently leading this field. You can ask most of the drivers. The 47's around, a couple other cars around. Slide Job's around. That looks like Briley in the 18. Slide Job is down pit road. That certainly has to bring out another caution, and that will bring out caution number 2 in this race. As the second caution comes out, we'll catch our breaths here and we'll invite a guest tonight, driver of the number 12 Dickies Ford, Rylan Pennell. Rylan, welcome to the show. An absolute shame that we've had these connection issues and you won't be finishing today's race. Is that what got you, Rylan, was some connection issues early on? Absolutely. So we're glad to have you in the booth here. We're only just a few laps in. Well, I say a few laps. I believe we're about 15, 16 laps into this one. What do you think early on with the racing? Do you think we're being a little aggressive here in this opening stage? We're going to be coming here, Rylan, with 9 laps to go in this opening stage. Slide Job, who could have had quite the trouble coming down. You saw there, looks like he's coming down pit road a second time, Rylan. The 47's not done making adjustments. Now, what happens? What causes the driver to come down pit road twice in the same yellow flag cycle? A little bit of contact there. Well, it's certainly going to be another 19 laps of gas for the 47. I believe we'll have about 8 laps to go when we come to the green flag in the stage. And, Rylan, it must be hard to tell early on, but you see Twisted Navy up front, and we were just saying before the yellow flag how he holds one of the smoothest lines at Talladega, this 37 driver. Would you agree with that? Would you say he's one of the smoother drivers out there? Looks like we've got cars either getting their laps back or coming down pit road for more repairs. I don't know if this will delay the start, but it's going to be an incredible shootout toward the end here. Rylan, we were also speaking about the high line earlier today, how it just doesn't work unless you have 3 or 4 cars. What would make this high line work? Because obviously we want to see some dynamic racing between these 15 competitors, but it's a tall order to make a pass on the outside. You can see it's going to be very hard to make a pass on the 37, who gets a fantastic jump on lap 20 of 27. 8 laps to go in this opening stage. Getting around that 37 is going to be the very difficult task for these very talented drivers, already screaming down this backstretch at full RPMs. It's 37-3-41 down the inside. Chevrolet, Ford, Twisted Navy, Fearless, Richie C, USA in that bright orange Haas, Stuart Haas entry, and his teammate behind him, Macho Matty Pie, in the 10. The first Hendrick Chevrolet E-Dog sits in the 88 car, 5th in line. Slide Job, teammate to the leader in the 47, now making his way under the 42 of Dirt to Daytona. 7 laps to go this time by in the stage. Rylan, we mentioned tires earlier as well. Are tires something that you pay attention to a lot, or is it something that you wouldn't consider important? Macho Matty Pie in the 10, getting shoved to the high side. 3, almost 4 wide going into the first corner. 2 by 2, 3 rows deep, and they are shoving for this lead. E-Dog making his move to the inside. You saw earlier, getting Macho Matty Pie out of the way. Now to the inside with Fearless. 2 tires on the yellow line, a little bit of contact, and E-Dog slots into 3rd place. Once again, coming around, it's going to be 5 laps to go this time by. With Arch Enemy at the back, currently battling with D-Bucks for 15 of 16 positions. If you're just joining us, Rylan Pannell, who's courteous enough to join us in the booth right now, could not finish this race. He'll be rounding out the top 16 of 16 drivers in today's event. But as we're coming around, it is now Tristan sitting behind his Hendrick teammate. These two, once again, stuck and relegated to the back. You'll remember they made pit stops right before the restart. Rylan, you think this is a little bit of strategy to try and get ahead at the beginning of stage 2? Less than half a second between the top 5 drivers. We cross the line and there's 4 to go in stage 1. 37-3, 88, Chevrolet. They have hit the bow tie jackpot at the front 3, and you can see Runaway Mayo with a huge run and big connection issues for the 24. He's lagging. Hopefully he's able to finish this event here with Richie C, USA. Now 2 by 2, almost 4 rows deep coming out of the fourth corner. E-Dog's in the wall. Contact with Profit. 2 cars around. The 47 makes it through. 43's around. Big crash. Mayo's involved. At the line, 37-3-10. When we won't go to the yellow flag with less than 4 laps to go in the opening stage, as we cannot guarantee a restart. You can see Briley was involved in that. The Prophet was involved. E-Dog's been involved. D-Bucks, an arch enemy, so far behind, but able to catch up and make up crucial positions at the end of the opening stage. Tristan now getting around Briley after the turn 1 incident. Dirt to Daytona, now at the very back of that 5-car pack, single file, 5 cars deep, coming around the 3rd and 4th corner. The leader of this race, still Twisted Navy at the front. You can see cars getting necessary repairs. Fearless behind the 37, 2 laps to go this time by. Rylan, when do you make your move for first? Excitement's the name of the game. Runaway Mayo bringing an exciting scenario here. He moves from the bottom line to the top. The leaders will get just the slightest draft. It's up to the 24 to stay to the high line and out of the way of Dirt to Daytona, who will have to come down low to avoid the 24 car, who now slots behind. He'll be looking to pick up on the draft as he sails away into the gray asphalt distance of Talladega. White flag is in the air. Final lap in stage 1. 26 of 27 laps completed. 37, 3, 10 at the line. Slide job, Fearless, Macho Matty. Chevrolet, Ford. Fearless looking to the high side, having to drop down low. No one's going to help. The 24, the lapped car, bringing up the rear. Fearless looking up to the high side, no help. 2 tires down low, no help. The 37, steady as a rock at the front of this one. 47's gone high. Rylan, they're making their move. The 24 of Runaway Mayo. The high line looks good. Runaway Mayo helping to push. 37, 347, now the 10. Pushing a little bit to the high side. 37 still leading through the tri-oval. Here's the race for the first stage. Twisted, Fearless, Macho under the yellow line. Some contact with the 3 car to the line. 37, 3, 10. That's the end of stage 1 in tonight's Saturday Night Showdown. Catch your breath. Yeah, indeed. What a finish that was indeed, Rylan, and still 2 more stages to go. Your breath, you've only got a few seconds before the start of stage. These drivers are going to come down pit road. They're going to make the necessary adjustments to be competitive up towards the front. Who do you like to stay up front, and who is going to make their way from the back to the front during this break? Less than 10 seconds remaining before we start the second stage here. Get comfortable and get ready for another restart. 2 by 2, 7 rows deep as we come to take the green flag for the start of stage 2. A little bit of pit strategy. You can see Richie C all the way to the back and some early contact on that restart. It looks like the 41 missed a gear. Hopefully he doesn't miss the draft coming through. Fearless. Second car in line to the inside, Macho Matty in the 10 Ford leading the way. Now, Rylan, a big struggle for a lot of these drivers, as you can see through these opening 2 corners, is staying steady on restarts. How do you as a driver combat the slow speed wobbles through the high banks of 1 and 2? Well, Rylan, they're wound up, they're up to speed, and we have a new leader at the front. Car number 10, Macho Matty Pie, slowly, well, quickly, but slowly but surely, getting plenty of support from Fearless in the number 3, Dow Chevrolet. Mr. Slidejob in the 47, now in 3rd place, E-Dog. E-Dog was your pick to come up from the back to the front. He now sits in 4th, Rylan. And look at Slidejob, was put 2 tires on the inside. Contact with the 18, now contact with the 43. The 37's involved. 43 back on the 47. Rylan, big trouble for the 47. Unbelievable maneuvers to hold that together. They really did come out of that clean. Rylan, what caused the 47 to go under the apron there? And there's the 10 getting loose, a little bit of contact between the 10 and the 3. You just mentioned going under the line. It looks like Fearless put 2 tires on the high side. And here's something that we haven't seen very much of today, Rylan. The 3 car, Fearless, now sits on the high side, and look at him slide back. That really upset his momentum. Rylan, would you consider Talladega a momentum track as we go too wide? Ten car comes flying into pit road. You see him just screeching and wiggling down into the pit lane. Hopefully that's not going to draw a speeding penalty. Maybe this is pit strategy. Maybe he just got loose and couldn't control it. Who knows, Rylan? But now, not only is it's a worry, because Macho Matty was very, very quick at the end of that first stage. Chances are he's going to lose a lap here without a drafting partner, as we're now 20.5 laps to go in stage 2. If we look to the front, we have a new leader in the M&M's Camry. Car number 18, Riley, leading his first laps of the race. And we mentioned back to the front, just as E-Dog takes second place, you saw Boss Igio in the 11 Camry. He snuck up to second place to get behind his Gibbs teammate. There goes Macho Matty losing a lap into the green and white Stewart Haas entry. 18 remains at the front, 88 in second, and your stage 1 winner, Twisted Navy, in third place in the 37 Chevrolet behind them. So far, single file, 7 cars back, and at the back of this pack, they're weaving left and right with those 800 horsepower baskets. You see E-Dog on the high side using the slingshot to get his way down to the front of the pack. Fearless now down to the inside. Slide Job keeps second. Slide Job keeps third. Riley now to second. Fearless. And that's going to be a terrible shame as well. 88 to the front. That's going to be a new leader as well. 2 Chevrolets, 1 Toyota. Your top 3. You see the Prophet. He's lost the draft. He's going to sink all the way to the back of this. E-Dog now at the point. A very, very bold move indeed. Rylan, almost unheard of. And there's big contact. 9's around. 48's around. 2 cars involved. They're going to race this one back to the line, and the caution's going to come out halfway through stage 2. 88-37, 18 to the line, and that's how it's going to remain. 88-37, 18, your top 3 for the third caution of this particular race. And Rylan, everybody that went down pit road will now move to the front of this field. Luck, strategy, whatever you want to call it, a wrench has just been thrown into 15 different plans. Richie C in the 41, has he just retired? Richie C. No, he's just gone around. He's backed up. No life out of the 41 car, Rylan. He moves once again. Richie C still here. And we still have 15 of 16 competitors in tonight's event. You can see Fearless now coming out of pit road. I don't think he lost a lap, Rylan, but he will be on the tail end of that lead lap when we come back around to the green flag. Slide Job sitting in 4th place behind Briley. Briley behind Twisted Navy, and Twisted Navy behind the 88 car of E-Dog, who's leading this race. 7 of 24 laps complete in stage 1. We're going to take a brief moment to get ourselves together. The drivers are going to get 4 fresh tires, 19 long laps of fresh high-octane Sunoco fuel, and we will be back for the green flag. 7 laps complete in stage 2 of Saturday Night Showdown at Talladega. Back with you at the Talladega Super Speedway, coming to lap 9 of 24 in stage 2 of the Saturday Night Showdown. Still 15 of 16 drivers racing. You can see the leaders are peeling off to collect every last member of the field before we go back to green. Rylan Pinnell, our first retirement of the race. Richie C. USA, who comes back down pit road. He'll be coming back for the green flag. Rylan, as we come back to the green flag, we saw the 88 car got out of sorts and spun around on the way out of pit road. Hopefully he didn't incur too much damage here. Would you say that damage is quite the crux for drivers that are trying to draft their way to the front, or is it a detail that they can ignore? We see Briley, who's incredibly slow, coming out of the pits. He might be looking to get collected by the field here. He is looking to get collected by the field so he can come back around to the tail end of the line, or wherever he decides to slot into place here. The remaining 15 drivers in a party chat with each other. They behave as their own race control, so drivers can easily communicate with one another on who needs to move into which position. At the front of the field, we see the 11 of Boss Egeo. He'll be leading his first laps of the race. New leader in the 11 car. Mr. Slide Job in the 47 Kroger Chevrolet off to the right. E-Dog rolling off third. Briley fourth. Twisted Navy, our stage 1 winner, sitting in 5th place as we come down to complete the 9th lap of 24 in the second stage. Rylan, I would put it to you that Fearless has put on an incredible show today. Fearless as he might be, we see a lot of drivers who are starting to get antsy here, and cautions do breed cautions. Ryland, do we expect to see a lot more action in the remainder of the second stage, or do you think the drivers are getting into a groove to where they're going to slow down and ride out these remaining 15 laps? Green flag is in the air. We're underway. 9 laps complete, 10 underway, 15 laps to go in stage 2 of the Saturday Night Showdown. 15 of 16 competitors still running after these pit stops. Fresh tires, 19 laps of Sunoco race fuel, and these 4 Goodyears on these 15 cars are going to give us an amazing 15 laps of action. You can see Slidejob already muscling his way into second place right behind the number 11 FedEx Camry of Boss Egeo. Macho Matty Pie, who led some laps earlier in this stage, he now sits towards the back. And what we now again see is a 4-car pack at the back of this field. And Ryland, that's a pattern we're starting to see where the lead group jumps out far ahead and 4 cars are relegated to the back single file to their own. Would you call that a product of this 3-wide racing we see here at the back? Arch Enemy goes for a ride down in the apron. Twisted Navy, smooth like a fresh tub of butter in the 37 Kroger Chevrolet. He's now leading the high side. He's got the Hendrick Chevrolet of E-Dog behind him. The Hendrick Chevrolet of Tristram behind E-Dog. Briley to the high side, riding the wave. 4 on the high side, 2 down low, 3 wide. Coming to the line, E-Dog down to the inside, Briley in the middle, Twisted Navy. Now on the high side, single file, 3 cars deep, the front 3, Boss, Slidejob, E-Dog in third place in the 88 Chevrolet. 4 cars stringing out to the back. The 11 car still leading now with 13 laps to go in stage 2. Rylan, you can see the patience wears a little bit thinner. 9 cars in the wall. 9 cars in the wall through turn 3 and turn 4. He's gonna, that's the 43, excuse me, not the 9. That's the 43 of Profit. He's sliding to the back, fearless in that black and red 3. He's the most daring driver we've seen today. Loves to push these drivers and dare them to open up that inside gap. You can just see Ryland Fearless is ready to pounce at the first break of daylight to the left. Contact with some drivers back there. E-Dog's in the wall. We have a couple around. E-Dog's around. That's Runaway Mayo almost collected by the 88. You'll see when the drivers collect the flag at the line, if it will be yellow or green. The Prophet all the way to the back. He's hoping for a yellow flag. E-Dog's hoping for a yellow flag. E-Dog's on the high side, letting off. Through the tri-oval, Bossy Geo on the high side. The 47 of Slidejob to the outside. 11, 47, 3 at the line. And that brings out the third caution of today's race on lap 14 of 24. With 11 to go in the second stage, Rylan, we're going to have another caution. So everybody's going to be able to make it on gas. Everybody will have fresh tires to the end. These last 10 or 9 laps we get, Rylan, are going to be extra hairy. One of the fastest laps on the track, certainly the longest track on the NASCAR Cup Series circuit at 2.67 miles. Built in the early 60s by Big Bill France, who was looking to get another super speedway somewhere between Atlanta and Birmingham. Built this track in the mid-'60s. He wanted a track faster and longer than the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. So then came this place, and the rest is history. The Alabama Gang Super Stretch decorates the name of one of the most successful families ever to race here, not just the Allison family, but the rest of the Alabama Gang who came to multiple wins at the Super Speedway. We're going to let the cars come down pit road. Go ahead, Rylan. We're going to let the cars down pit. We're going to let the cars come down pit road. We're going to let them collect each other for the restart. We're going to take the green flag on lap 16 of 24 in the stage. We'll have 9 laps to go when we take the green. Stick with us. We'll be back in less than 30 seconds for the green flag. Back with you on this lovely Saturday night at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to get running again with 9 laps to go in the second stage. Riding along with Tristan in the 48, you can hear the notes on the cars sing higher and higher through second, third, fourth gears. We are underway once again at Dega. Boss now leading the 47. Boss opens up a little bit of daylight, and we have a lead change. New leader, car 47, Mr. Slide Job at the point. 11 now in second. Fearless sitting in third behind the 11 car. 8.5 laps to go. 47 now leading the field down into the third corner. Hendrick Chevrolet of Tristram in the 48. Now sucking up to the 3 car. These first 3 just slightly starting to open up, half a second and more on the remaining competitors. 8 to go this time by. We are cruising through the remainder of this race. The 47, 11, and 3. Your top 3 now with 8 laps to go in the second stage. And we are trying to see who's going to jump first. And there's some contact in the back. E-Dog goes around. 2-3 cars heavily involved. Profits involved. The 88 once again. They're going to race it back to the line. Slide Job leading the 3 who leads the 48 to the line, and the 4th caution of the night on lap 18. 47, 3, 48. Cars slowed down. We're going to stack them and rack them for one more restart. You were watching the 88 go to the high side, and it just looks like he made some contact, shot up the wall, Rylan, and that was it for car 88 on this latest caution of the race.
Yeah, it looked like, there may have been some lag out of the 10 as well. I saw him kind of jump back, so, interesting to see. He does 10 car usually doesn't lag, but it definitely looked like there was a lag spike out of him, and unfortunately E-Dog was caught up in that.
Unfortunate indeed, but still plenty of time to come down pit road for repairs. We're going to do just that as the drivers come down pit road for repairs. Set your timer to 60 seconds. We're going to be back in less than 1 minute. We're going to sit here and watch the pit stops, and when we come back around, we are going to have 4 laps to go remaining in stage 2. Stick with us. We'll be back in less than 60 seconds for the restart of stage 2. Back with you on Saturday Night Showdown. You see the 32 of Arch Enemy, the 18 of Briley, the 88 of E-Dog, and the 42 all the way in the back there of Dirt to Daytona are takers for this 4th caution of the night. Arch Enemy now coming back around. Tristan going to be restarting in 3rd place. Cycling up to the leaders here. Fearless going to be starting in 2nd. Rylan, the 3 car, has not had any success on the high side here. With 4 laps to go, it's going to take a special effort to get ahead from Fearless.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think what he's probably going to be looking for is a hole on that inside line. It's just the outside line's just not going to work, I don't think, not at this time. So he's going to be looking for any kind of hole he can get to get to that inside line and get back to the front.
Lining back up through the tri-oval. Coming to 5 laps to go in stage 2. Keep your eye on the 3. It'll be the first time he'll be forced to use the high side on a restart. The cars sing, green flags down, and the 3 car instantly dips down to the inside. Rylan Fearless is taking no chance with that middle lane. Tristan behind him. Macho Matty now back in 4th place. He's made his way back up through the field, and you can see the way the 3 car just looks for any opportunity to make that pass. One false move, and we've got new leader 3.
Yeah, and he's probably working with the guys behind him right now, just making a plan, you know, waiting for that two laps. Oh, 47 gets up high.
There's the move. There's the move. 3 gets under the 47. 47's into the wall, and now Slide Job slides back, and he's got a big job to do. Richie C letting off the gas and letting the 47 right in front. It's now 4 laps to go in the 2nd stage, with Fearless, new leader number 3 at the front, the 48 Hendrick Chevrolet of Tristan. This is Tristan's highest position all race long. What can the 48 do? Will the 48 help the 3? The 10 Ford of Macho Matty now sits in 3rd place. He's looking to pounce. Will he make a move to the high side? He looks high, he fakes high. The 11 down under the yellow line, the 19 behind him. Its cars lined up 4th and 5th. They'll be looking to make a move as we come to 2 laps to go in the end of this stage. Rylan, the 37, is looking the smoothest driver in the field by Nick's name. Obviously, Twisted Navy trying to make something work. With 2 to go, Rylan, no one's using the high side. What is it going to take?
Yeah, you're going to have a group of at least 4 or 5 cars to make that high side work. You know, I think coming to 1 to go, you might see that high side form, but everybody's just kind of riding it out right now from what it looks like.
There's Tristan slotted into 2nd place. The 10 car booted into the high side. Bossy Gio in the 11. He's going to go in the high side as well. 3, 48, 47. The top 3 down to the inside. The 3 leads the 48, who leads the 47. You can see the top 3 opens a gap coming out of the 4th corner. The 10 car of Macho Matty, desperate to make something work on the high side. The yellow line being used and abused used as intended. The 48 to the inside of the 3. 48 and
no.
47 get hooked down. They come back up. Is this going to be a wreck between cars? The 47's been dumped to the inside. The 48's been dumped to the inside.
In the wall.
White flag is out. 18's around in the wall. Holding up the 10 who holds up the 32. Runaway Mayo's involved. He avoids contact with his Hendrick teammate. What craziness was that coming out of the 4th corner? Unbelievable that nobody went around and just got shoved. And here's the move on the high side. Richie C. What a move on the high side.
Made it work.
What a maneuver. The slingshot. He made it work on the final lap of the 2nd stage. 41-3 now through the tri-oval. Fearless looks to make a move. He's not going to have the time. 37 under the 3 and to the line. 41-3, 37. Now the white flag in the air, and Richie will be looking to defend any move from the 3. 41 Ford holding the 3 Chevrolet behind him, who holds the 37 Chevrolet. 3 to the high side, twisted to the inside of the 3. There they go. A high-speed chess match being played out at 204 miles an hour. Barreling down into the 3rd corner they go. This is the end of stage 2. Contact in the wall. 3-4 cars involved. That's the end of their stage. 41 leads the 3. Fearless looking to make his move to the inside. He goes high. Fearless goes low. Richie C cuts him off, and that's the block that will win the 2nd stage. To the line to end it. 41-3. 37, Richie C, USA, your stage 2 winner.
Wow, that was a great stage right there. I mean, you saw all the wrecking happening, and in our league, we have a rule that once the leader takes 5 to go, there are no more cautions. You basically run the rest of the stage out. So that was an awesome stage.
Wonderful stage indeed. We have just about 20 seconds remaining to the start of the final stage in this race. Time to grab a drink, time to get comfortable. We'll be back in less than 20 seconds with the start of stage 3. With Richie C, USA on the high side of row 2. Several drivers did not pit. You can see E-Dog's going to be leading the field. Fearless now on the high side. The 37 of Twisted Navy to the inside of Richie C. That's your top 4. That's lap 58 of 94. The 3rd stage begins, and there's 37 laps remaining. The 48 to the inside, and already a crash. You could call this the big one. 3, 4, 5 cars involved. Rylan, they didn't even get to the 2nd corner.
That is, you know, and it's just now we're in this last stage. Everyone is just absolutely trying to get to the front as quick as they can, and I think you're going to see this all the way to the checkered flag.
With 37 laps to go, Rylan, I would say these drivers are already being too aggressive if they can't make it around the 2nd corner. Something's got to give.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to have some green flag laps. I mean, there's no way around that. But like I said, everybody's trying to get to first, and they know that the laps are ticking down. So it's going to continue to be crazy.
Now on lap 59 of 94, the drivers will grab pit stops, start lap 60, and complete lap 60 when we grab the green flag. That will leave us 34 laps remaining in this race. E-Dog in the 88 Chevrolet leading the 37 Kroger car of Twisted Navy. Fearless sits in 3rd place. That rounds out the top 3 coming down into the pits. D-Bucks in the 19 Camry rounding out the top 5, and kudos to Arch Enemy in the number 32 ARC Ford. This is his highest standing of the race so far. We didn't expect a lot out of the 32 Ryland, but you could say this is his make or break moment. The right adjustments in pit road could put him in contention for the win.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's what I love about Talladega.
To Ryland, but you could say this is his make or break moment. The right adjustments in pit road could put him in contention for the win.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's what I love about Talladega. It's a wild card. I mean, some of the guys you see in this race, Arch is a perfect example. Fearless is another one. Those are guys that have actually missed some of our feature races. So, you got Fearless up there competing for the win. Arch running really, really well. I mean, that's the cool thing about Talladega. It's a wild card. Anyone that starts the race can be there to win it at the end.
I count 6 or 7 cars, right around half the field coming down pit road for repairs. Looking at the 9 Little Caesars Chevrolet, it'll be early pizza for the Hendrick driver. He's our second retirement of the night. Seth Dubb will not be there at the checkered flag, and that leaves 14 of 16 drivers to finish this one. Ryland Pennell, there you see our first retirement in the first stage. Seth, our second retirement in the second stage. And now with 34 laps to go this time by, we hope the remaining 14 drivers will finish this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leading the remaining...
Sorry, go ahead.
Leading the remaining 14 drivers, we have E-Dog in the 88 Chevrolet, leading Twisted Navy on the high side. The 3 car of Fearless rolling off third. You were saying, Ryland?
Yeah, I was just saying, Seth, he's one of those guys that you have certain people in the league that just they have issues with their streaming, with their Wi-Fi, and unfortunately Seth is one of those that normally does struggle with that. So it's just tenfold when you come to Talladega, because these cars are running so close together that lag and connection issues will just absolutely kill your race.
With D-Bucks in the 19, let's ride along as he takes the green flag after our 4th caution of the night. Let's see how he fares these next 2.67 miles at Talladega.
And what a run for E-Dog. I mean, we've talked about him 3 or 4 times tonight being, around backwards and spinning, and here he is up here leading the race. So, good for him.
Contact at the back. You see Tristram having a hard time getting a hold of this car. That's the 47 of Slyjob, who's now sent all the way to the back. The race remains green and most likely will remain green when they take the line here. Slyjob has lost the draft. He now sits 14th of 14 remaining competitors. 61 laps complete of the 94 in stage 3. Single file, 4 cars back, 3 wide. Further back in the pack, Chevrolet, Ford, your top 3. E-Dog, Fearless, Macho Matty in the 10. Ryland, one constant that remains as we see cars smacking the wall on the backstretch. One constant that remains, Ryland, is the 10 car of Macho Matty. He got in the top 5 and has not moved since.
Yeah, he's definitely keeping his line, which is, it's what you have to do here at Talladega. And that'll keep you up front and keep you in position to get that win at the end of the race.
There's the 19. The 19's just been shoved down pit lane. D-Bucks has just been sent down into pit lane after some contact there. You see he was sitting, I believe, in 5th place, right behind Briley. Could have been some contact with his Gibbs teammate, and the 10 of Macho Matty back up to Fearless, who lives up to his gamer tag indeed. Look at him fearlessly exploring the limits of the yellow line to the inside of the 88 car. Ryland, he's going to be one to watch for a move to win this race. 4 wide at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it looked like to me the 19 may have just had to check up. And when he checked up, he got pushed down into pit road. And, unfortunately, that happens here.
The 43 checks up as well. He gets sent up into the wall, and while he's slow, Bossy Gio's going to be catching to him. Who's this coming out of pit road? That looks to be the 19 of D-Bucks. He's now a lap down. He'll be hoping for a caution to make that up. The 47 of Slide Job will be looking to catch up to the 11 of Bossy Gio so they can make up some time. E-Dog now trying to find a partner to the high side. No one goes with him. He slinks back into the inside line, single file, 3 cars back, and that's Twisted Navy, your stage 1 winner, testing the middle lane waters, and everybody says you're on your own, pal.
Yeah, and he could just be feeling it out. You know, I mean, a lot of these guys, when they get a run, they just want to see how far will it take them. You know, will it get them 2 or 3 spots so that they can time it when they come to the line with you know taking the checkered flag. That's probably what Twisted is doing. He's a very, very good restrictor plate racer. So look to see him come back to the front.
This pack here holding a 7-second lead on Mr. Slide Job, who sits in 12th place. He is the white car at the very back, just behind Bossy Gio in the 11. You can see just how hairy it's getting at the back. Single file, 6 cars deep. Twisted Navy in 7th, now trying to catch a draft. The snake weaves left, the snake weaves right through the tri-oval and completing this next lap at Talladega. Now less than 30 laps to go. Caution is out at Dega.
Yeah, it looks like the
Drivers
11
will collect the yellow.
Yeah, the 11 and 42 look like they got together. 11 car was up in turn 3 backwards, so that must have been what brought the caution out there.
The yellow comes out, I believe, for the 5th time tonight, or 6th time. I've lost count at this point, Riley, with these caution flags. We've had about 2 per stage, so I believe this makes the 6th caution of the evening now with 29 laps remaining. And now, Rylan, grab your calculators because you've got enough gas for a maximum of 2 stops at Talladega.
Yep. Absolutely.
Do you come now, or do you wait for another yellow?
I think you come now. I mean, you got to think that this is not the last caution. So I don't think that fuel right now is even in their brain. But if we do go green, that's definitely something they're going to have to think about.
Looking at the 41 car, it looks to see we've got no movement out of the 41, and here comes the 3rd retirement. As you can see, the cars snaking and trickerating their way in and out of pit road, playing all the bluffs they can. Richie C. USA makes the 3rd retirement of the evening. We'll see if we can get him in the booth and have a word and find out what caused him to retire. As you can see, his remaining competitors come down pit road. We're going to give ourselves a break here. We're going to let the cars grab their pit stops. We're going to come back around here in less than 60 seconds for the green flag and the remaining 28 laps. It's the Saturday night shootout at Talladega. Stick around. We'll be back in just a moment. back with you at the Talladega Super Speedway, coming to the green flag. We're going to finish lap 67 and start lap 68. Drivers coming down to the green flag here. You see E-Dog in the 88 Chevrolet will be leading us off. Scrolling through the field, the engines sing higher and higher, reaching 9,000 RPMs. Green flag is in the air. We're down and away. 67 laps complete. 68 laps now started at Talladega. The quick math tells you we've got just a few laps left on this one. Rylan, what do you expect to see in these closing laps?
Oh, it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's just, you're under 30 to go now. It's going to be extremely chaotic here in these last, 25 laps.
Coming around the third corner, you can see the 88 car of E-Dog leads the charge. Out of the fourth corner, it's Riley in the 18 Toyota Camry behind him. The red M&M looking to take point. Riley has led a couple laps today, but certainly not enough for his liking, and there goes the move to the inside of the 88. 2 tires, almost 4 tires to the inside of the yellow line. 3 wide as the drivers check up to avoid any sort of damage. Riley nearly getting a little too brave headed into that first corner, and you can see the drivers just snaking back there.
Yeah, and it looks like Fearless may have just gotten to the wall. I don't know if that'll bring out the caution or not, but we'll have to look for that.
If they do race back to the line, this will be the 7th caution of the night. Riley in the 18, new leader, the M&M's Camry. Brings them into the line, and a very nice lead it is with 69 laps complete, and the yellow flag does come out. 7th caution of the evening at Talladega.
Yeah, that's and I think the racing you just saw, we're going to see that to the end of the finish. I mean, everyone is trying to get to the front now and get that track position. So it'd be interesting to see if anybody stays out here.
Richie C. USA certainly won't be finishing this race, as we mentioned before the last caution. We're now joined by the driver of the 41 Haas Ford. Richie, it's an unbelievable shame you couldn't finish the race. What happened, Rich? Did we have some connection issues there that prevented you from getting the checkered flag at the end? And we'll see if we can get back with Richie C. USA here momentarily. Drivers trying to collect themselves once again. It's going to be the 7th caution that we're finishing up. Rylan, after 7 cautions, we've got a lot of strategies playing out, and it's going to be just over 20-something laps to go when we take the green. Certainly not enough to get to the end, but you can bet some guys are going to try, Rylan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you get in the draft, you can definitely save some fuel. So that's what they're going to be looking for. And again, like we've seen the entire race, I just find it very hard to believe that we won't see another yellow flag before the end of this thing.
Somebody who won't be seeing any more flags is the driver of the Little Caesars number 9 Chevrolet. Seth, Dub, you put on a fast show, a brave show, I might add. You dominated the high line all you could, but in the end, it looks like connection issues took you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I was trying to make the most moves I can. Just some connections issues cost me it in the end, but I had some fun and hopefully go get them next week. But thanks for having me up in the booth. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. We're coming to the end of the race here. You can see Richie C. also succumb to connection issues as well. That makes our 3rd retirement. Richie, good to hear you. Good to have you in the booth, my friend.
Yeah, man. Of course.
What happened to you, Richie? Connection issues as well?
Yeah, it must have been a quick lag spike, but I had a good time, man. I won a stage. All good.
Absolutely. Now, coming to coming to what will be the end of lap 71 and the beginning of lap 72. That's going to leave us with 22 laps remaining. These cars hold 19 laps of gas. Now, I don't think anybody here believes that any of these drivers can stretch 3 laps of fuel mileage, but let's go down the line here, starting with Rylan. Rylan, if there was a way to stretch if there was a way to gain 3 laps of fuel mileage, would you do it under caution? Would you do it by riding around the back? Who do you think is going to try that move?
Oh yeah, I mean you can definitely save some under caution, especially some of these guys that run the clutch pedals. I mean you can actually mash the clutch in and just let it coast, and that saves a lot of fuel. So, and then also dropping to the back and just sucking up to the draft. I mean that's going to save you some fuel as well. 3 laps, that's a lot to push, but I'm sure there'll be people that'll try it.
Richie, you see Fearless, who's been one of the braver drivers in the field today. We take the green flag here with, I believe, 23 laps to go. What do you expect to see out of the 3 car off this restart?
3 car was strong. I will tell you that I think that a lot of these guys can be creative. I think they can come close to it, but it could be one of those ones that comes down to the end. We'll see, dude. We'll honestly see.
Seth, you made the outside line work earlier in stage 1 and stage 2. Seth, you can see Boss is trying to make that line work on the high side, but he's just slipping back. We asked Rylan earlier in the race. He said it would take at least 4 cars to make that high line work. With you dominating the high side with just 2 or 3 behind you, Seth, is it gonna take 4? We saw Richie use the slingshot to his advantage at the end of stage 2. How do you believe this high line is going to function in these closing 20 laps?
Rylan has a good point. It depends on the driver and it depends on the car behind you. With me, I was dragging the brake, getting a big run, and I had if you're an E-Dog spot, you can drag the brake and get a massive run, and if you pull outside with 2 or 3 cars, you're going to have enough momentum. If you're just looking to pull out like the I believe 32 just did right there, then you're going to need 4 or 5 cars behind you to build up a run. But if you lag back and get that run.
Some contact coming out of the third corner. You see the 42 of Dirt to Daytona who got in the wall. He has, you can see Dirt to Daytona has now retired. There's our 4th retirement from this event, and that leaves us with 12 remaining
D-Bucks spinning,
pilots. D-Bucks has gone around in the back, and we see some more contact. Arch almost going around. Drivers still charging forward. We'll see if they go ahead and collect the yellow. At the front, Slide Job leading his teammate, 2 Kroger cars at the front of this one, and the constant in this race, Macho Matty Pie in the number 10 Ford. He sits calmly in 3rd. Riley sits in 4th in the 18 Toyota behind him. Tristan rounds out the top 5 in the Hendrick Ally Chevrolet. To the line, 47, 37, 10, 18, 48. They collect the flag here. The laps tick down. We stay green. Should be just about 15 laps of gas remaining. With the 47 leading the way he's doing, he certainly won't be saving the gas to get to the end. Twisted Navy looking to move around to the high side, looking to move around to the low side. Riley now sitting comfortably in 4th. Single file, 9 cars back. It's a game of chicken to see who's going to jump. 43 down to the inside. Contact with E-Dog, who now makes some contact with the outside wall. Those cars now shooting back. Runaway Mayo hits the wall. He sinks down. Back up into the racetrack. Mayo's draft is done. And these cars now just trying to get grip and find some semblance of a draft to remain competitive. 75 laps complete, 76 laps underway. E-Dog, who's dominated the majority of this race, now finds himself in a 3-car pack all the way to the back. Boys, is it over for the 88?
Oh no, he'll be back. There's no questions. And also, you look back at who's running 6th. You got Fearless right there at the end of this lead pack. I mean, Fearless he's going to make his way up there. He is hungry to get that first win in this Cup Series.
Seth, your Hendrick teammate Tristan sits in the 48 car, looking to make a move to the high side. You drafted on the high side with the 48 as we now come down to the final few laps of this race. 77 laps underway. Seth, what do you see in the 48?
I see a lot of speed and a really finesse plate racer. He knows where the runs are coming from, and he knows when's the right time to jump up high and when's not. Expect a lot out of all three Hendrick cars. I know Mayo's back there a ways, but E-Dog, Tristan, and Mayo will get something going by the end of the race. I guarantee it.
Richie C., your Stuart Haas teammate, Runaway Mayo in the 10. He's looking to make the move under Fearless. He's been constant. He's been patient. Does he have what it takes to make the move for the win?
I think so, man. He's always consistent. He's always up there, and he's always got something to show for it.
10's in the grass. He's lost the draft. 10 has lost the draft. The curse of the commentator strikes on lap 77 of 94. Slide Job still leads. Macho Matty now losing the draft. He needs to stay steady. He's got it. He's sucking up to the back of the 3. He's not down and out. Macho Matty, smooth, straight, bullet straight, trying to grab that draft. Down into the 3rd corner he goes. 78 laps complete, 79 laps underway. This time by. Now with Twisted Navy behind the 47 car, leading the 18. Kroger, M&M's, your top 3. 78 laps complete, 79 laps underway. 47, 37, 18, your top 10. Rylan, do you think the 18 has something left? Just anything to make the move?
I was actually gonna mention that. I mean, Briley is a very calm, cool, collected driver. He is just sitting there waiting to make his move. So I think you'll see him fighting for the win when we get down to the end of this race.
15 and a quarter laps to go. 6 beautiful NASCAR race cars strung together like a lovely Christmas ornament, but it's about to be a Halloween nightmare coming to 15 laps remaining. 47, 37, 18, your top 3. 48, 3, 10, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Look at them fan out. The desperation is sinking in. Seth, who's going to jump first?
I would expect that 48 to jump first, but I think the 48 will go up and jump up first just because of the fact he's been doing it all day. You saw him do it early in the race, but watch out for Twisted Navy too. He ain't afraid to leave his teammate. He's been aggressive on the high side as well.
Twisted Navy, steady as a rock, the unshakable driver of the black 37 Kroger Chevrolet, biding his time in second. Richie C. sitting in the Catbird's seat is Runaway, not Runaway Mayo, excuse me. In the Catbird seat is the 10 car of Macho Matty Pie. He sees these 5 competitors weaving about. Would you say he's in one of the best positions to move forward?
Oh, of course, man. You know, when everybody's weaving back and forth, he's just gaining time, gaining spots. You know, he'll get up there. He'll get to the front, hopefully.
The biggest wrench in the plan to come. There's 14 laps remaining, and there's less than 14 laps worth of fuel remaining in many of these race cars. I'm not sure who pitted. I'm not sure who didn't. You can bet they'll go as far as they can, hoping for a yellow, as the caution is the only savior for at least 3 of these drivers that didn't pit on the 7th caution. You can see Macho Matty struggling for grip. You can see Briley getting shoved to the inside from the 48. Patience wearing thin. Fuel wearing low. Tires now at their limit as well, and the tires come into importance when these drivers need to make the move to the outside. Single file, 6 cars back, 82 3/4 of a lap complete at Talladega. Coming to the 83rd lap, it will be 12 to go. This time by, the 3 getting shoved under the yellow line. The 48 now sitting behind Briley. Briley weaving left and right, trying to charm the snake of the 2 leaders up front. Runaway Mayo has had an incredible tough go of it. Rylan Pennell was left out of this race with connection issues early on. Richie C, the first Stewart-Haas car to find retirement with connection issues. Fearless leading the second Stewart-Haas car, still remaining in this race, still looking to make a move to the front. 47 still leads the 37, 18th in third, 48 in fourth, 3-car in fifth, and rounding out the top 6, the 10 Stewart-Haas entry of Macho Matty Pie. At the point, Mr. Slide Job in the 47 car. Rylan, you can see the 37, his teammate, is looking for a move. Now, does the 37 wait for the yellow? There comes the 3. The 3's coming down pit road. Rylan, this could be a monumental move in terms of fuel mileage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a big thing to watch on these pit stops is, is anyone going to get caught with a speeding penalty? I mean, you get a speeding penalty here and your race is done. You can't make up that time. So everyone has got to be perfect getting on pit road. And I think the person that makes the best pit stop, you'll see them probably up in the front.
Seth, it's now 11 laps to go, 5 cars in the lead pack. They are careening around this corner on the edge of grip, on the very edge of fuel mileage. Some of these drivers with less than 7 laps left in the tank. It's now 10 laps to go. Seth, if you don't have the gas to make it, do you push it, do you gamble, or do you play it safe with 10 to go?
I think you do a little bit of both. By playing it safe and gambling at the same time, you get coordinated with somebody, you find somebody to come down pit road. Adding on to what Rylan said, it also doesn't matter if you get a speeding penalty, you also got to find guys to come out with you to get that draft and stay in front of the pack and not go a lap down. And if you can get some guys to come down pit road with you, you're sitting pretty.
Riding from Riley sits third in line. You can see his Gibbs teammate, D-Bucks, now on the high side. Staying out of the way. Drivers coming down. No, Riley just faking coming down pit road. Getting some air, getting a run. How will D-Bucks fit in with this lead pack? 47, 37, 18 at the line. 9 laps to go at Talladega. Richie, the 10 car, now sits comfortably in the back. 5th in line, 1 spot higher, and still poised to make a move. We're not sure who will make it on gas. It's almost certain, Richie, that all these drivers will risk running out or go to the front. You see Riley's getting antsy, making moves under the yellow line, Richie. You do not have enough gas to make it. What is your play coming to 8 to go?
Man, you gotta be conservative a little bit. You still got 8 laps to go. As long as you keep that draft and you're back there, there's no reason why you shouldn't be tucked in. Giving a little extra, oomph here and there, but don't go attacking yet, man. You got some time left.
You see the 3 car of Fearless. He's in the way of that lead pack. Profit behind Bossy Gio, behind E-Dog. This 3 car pack who rounds out the top 10. D-Bucks, the lapped car, out of the way. Now sees the 3 car of Fearless on the high side. Fearless now going a lap down, courteously making way for the leaders. Still 47, 37, 18, top 3. Tristan behind the 18 car. Rylan, we're coming to 7 to go. Does your pit strategy change?
At this point, you see 37 looks like he's going down pit road. I think they're going to have to pit. I don't think anyone's going to be able to save 3 laps of fuel, especially as hard as they're running right now. So I think you'll see all this lead group come down pit road here in the next couple laps.
37 is in, 47 is left without a teammate. You could call Briley in the 18 M&M Camry the dark horse of the race. Stayed behind in stage 1, made his presence known in stage 2. Seth with 6 1/2 laps to go. That's it now. 6 1/2 laps to go, Seth. If you're that brown and yellow 18 M&M's Camry, what is your play?
I think just stay tucked up behind that leader until you feel comfortable with about 2 or 3 to go, maybe even the last lap making a move. If they pit, you go with them. You just stay where you can find your friends, You got to be able to have guys go with you, and I'd be coordinating that right now.
Richie, you've been one of the only drivers that we've seen make the high line work. You needed a slingshot move starting out of a turn 2 run to get the pass on the high side of turn 3 to pass E-Dog for the lead. What did that take to start that run?
Honestly, man, I backed off a little bit. It might be a little tough in his case, but I backed off a little bit, caught a huge run, and was able to get around him on the outside. It was kind of a Hail Mary, but it worked.
47's coming down, 47's down, 10's down, 48's down, 18 is down. These are all
18
the leaders.
is sideways.
18 sideways into pit
18
road.
missed the
Could
pits.
that be his race? Twisted Navy now getting his lap back. Fearless has gotten his lap back. Lapped traffic now coming into play. Drivers needing to get every tenth of a second they can. Pit road deltas will be crucial. Drivers only needing half a can of gas for 6 laps of fuel. You can see the 18 sits in pit road. He's not moving. I think
Might be a
the
penalty,
18
Rick.
incurred a penalty. The 18's got a penalty. That's Briley's race with 3 laps to go. Briley's race is done. You saw him screaming into pit road, sideways with a 4-wheel drift. And when it mattered, when he needed to stand up and be counted, the 18 skids into pit road, and you can see his race with the black tire marks ahead of pit road. That is where the race ends for the driver of the 18, almost making contact with driver of the 43 car. Unbelievable turn of events. Just when we counted the 18 in contention, he is out.
47's down and gone, Rick. He's out.
47 is down and away. Right now, Fearless being scored I believe Fearless is being scored the leader unless he didn't get his lap back. The 47 sits in second, now taking the lead from Arch.
Looks like
Is that a caution? Caution's out. Caution is now out. Caution's out with 4 laps remaining. We lost track of the leader. The 47 did take the lead. Good eye, whoever was watching the 47. 47 is your leader. Stops cycled back around as they were. Fearless must have encountered a penalty as well because he was in that lead pack when he was the first one to dive down pit road. Fuel mileage now goes out the window. Teammates haven't existed for the last 7 laps. And gentlemen, I would say that everybody is on, for the most part, an even playing field. We're going to take the green with 3 laps to go at Talladega. Rylan, we'll start
Rick,
with
18
you.
just made contact with the wall.
18 did make contact with the wall there. Briley incurring some more damage. We'll see if that affects how he races here. And honestly, I say the 18 probably lucks out the most with this caution here. I don't think he lost a lap, and he'll be in contention. Rylan, we'll start with you as we come down to the green flag with 3 to go. Who do you like?
Oh, man, I still like Fearless. I mean, I know he's back a little bit, but he is going to be one of the more aggressive drivers. He is hungry to get that win. And, fun fact, him and Briley are cousins, and Briley's right there behind him. So he's got some help. So look to see that 3 and 18 come to the front.
Seth, you see them lining up. We're going to take the green flag here with 3 laps to go. Fearless sits in the black and red number 3 Dow Chevrolet. Tristram, another Chevrolet, sits in second to the high side. The 47 of Mr. Slide Job rolls off first. His teammate in the 37 behind them. Seth, with 3 to go, who's your pick?
I got the 37 car. He's got a good friend and pusher and E-Dog behind him. Us 3 were working really well in the race. The 37's a great plate racer, and I think he's going to make his way back to the front and win the race.
37's been knocked into the grass. 37's been sent down into the grass.
Wow.
Didn't see what happened there. He's now struggling to catch up. Richie C., your move on the outside in the second stage was one of 2 outside passes for the lead in all 92 laps. Tristram sits to the high side as 5 and 6 cars now blow past him. Will the winning pass be made in the outside lane?
Great opportunity for that, man. It's going to have to be done on the outside. Obviously, everybody's running the inside tonight, so outside, it's going to have to be done. Somebody will get it done. I think it could be the 10 car or the 3 car for sure.
You see the leaders screaming by, now 2 laps to go. Under the "This is Talladega" writing on the wall, that white box is the start-finish line, as opposed to the center of the tri-oval as at Daytona International Speedway. Why, you might ask, when Bill France built the track, he put the start-finish line down towards the end to sell more Turn 1 seats, and thus giving us the exciting finishes at Talladega. Fearless now putting the 48 to the high side, 3 wide. E-Dog trying to make the high line work. His Hendrick teammates not there. Contact between the 48. It looks like the 43's now has been sent down to the inside. His race is done. White flag in the air. 47 leading the 10, leading the 3. Looking from Fearless's camera. He'll be looking to make the move to the inside of the 10. Shove to the 10, who's now leading the draft from the 47.
10's going to be a big run.
10's going to get a massive run coming out of 2. 10, 3, 88, second, third, and fourth. The 47 is a sitting duck looking from Fearless, who's pushing the 10. 47 breaks the draft. Down into the third turn they go. 47, 10, 3, with 2 corners and a tri-oval remaining. You can hear the 3 checking up from the 10. A little bit of lag. Riley with a run on the high side. 18 goes high. 10 now behind the 47. 3 pushing the 10. Coming around the tri-oval, it's Mr. Slidejob. Here comes the 10 with a run. It's not going to be enough. Slidejob, 10 to the outside. It's Slidejob beating the 10 car, who beats the 3. What a finish at Talladega. You just saw it there. The 10 car with a run to the outside just didn't have what it took. Wow. What a finish.
Great finish.
What a run. Your winner at Talladega in the Saturday Night Showdown, Mr. Slidejob 1996. Gentlemen, if you weren't a fan of esports and e-racing before, you sure as hell are now. What a run to the line.
Absolutely.
Dude,
that
what
was
an ending.
a great race. Yeah, I mean, that was, man, and 47 had such a huge lead, and you could see how that draft just sucked them up to him right at the finish line. But awesome run for Fearless. Good job to him finishing third. That is probably it is his best finish of this season. So great run for Fearless, and great job to Slidejob getting the win, getting his first win of the year.
For a word, go ahead.
I think the winning move, I think the winning move was really Slidejob moving up down the backstretch. If he wouldn't have moved up, I think those guys lined up behind him would have got a lot better run if he wouldn't have moved up. I think that was the winning move right there.
The winning move indeed. You saw Macho Matty with the fastest lap of the race. We'll get with Matty here in a moment, but let's talk to the race winner in the number 47 Kroger Chevrolet, Mr. Slidejob. You led most of the race in the third stage, and you gave us quite the exciting finish at the end. Congratulations on the win, Slidejob. How did you pull that off? Slidejob coming home in first. Congratulations on your win. Hopefully this leads to more success. Now with Macho Matty. Macho, you had one of the fastest runs I've ever seen. How did you get the run coming out of the second corner? And how did you come up just short? And you did it well enough to come home second and with the fastest lap of the race. A shame we couldn't see you in victory lane, Macho, but a very, very well job done. Congratulations on your second place.
Yeah, good run, Matty. Good run.
Good run.
Great run, Matty. Teammate.
Third place, rounding out the podium. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Matty. We cut him off rather abruptly. Rounding out the podium is going to be Fearless. Boys, let's wrap it up here. Briefly, I would like to point out my particular driver of the race, Briley, who I thought was the dark horse in the race and really controlled a lot of that middle pack there. Richie, who was your favorite driver of the race today?
So I'm a little biased here. My brother Tristram was obviously up there in contention for a bit, but I will tell you I'm happy Mr. Slidejob won. He pushed me to victory in the heat. We ran together very well in the beginning of the race. Unfortunately, a little bit of connection problems with me kind of got him away from me, but happy he won. So great night for everybody.
Absolutely. Seth, it's a shame you couldn't finish the race today. You showed a lot of prowess on the high side. A lot of drivers tried that high side as well. Who do you think ends up as your favorite driver of the day, Seth?
My favorite driver of the day has got to be Twisted Navy. He was making a lot of moves, also showing a lot of patience. He was willing to work with a lot of guys, and he was up in the top 3 or 4 almost the whole race and just sitting right there. And he had some bad luck at the end, but he ran a great race overall.
Indeed, he did. Rylan, although you couldn't finish the race today, you hung tough with Fearless, Slidejob, and Twisted Navy, who unfortunately got booted out of the race there at the very last lap. Your favorite driver of the day, Rylan?
Hey, I got to go with Fearless. I mean, he was fast all night. I mean, he really was. And just to see him finish in the top 3, get a podium finish, great job to him. He hung tough and got him a good finish. So, that'll help him out in the point standings. He's kind of far down in the points because he has missed a few races. So that good finish, that'll really help him out.
Good finishes all around for a lot of the drivers. Overall, one of the most exciting races I've seen at the Talladega Super Speedway. That does it for the Saturday night showdown for Richie C. USA, Rylan Pennell, and Seth Dub 8. I'm Rick James 36. Your winner, Mr. Slidejob 1996.